Woo, it's a rock and roll party at my house. So I take my right hand, lay it on the bridge, kind of like a karate chop. See the bridge? That's where your hand goes. Make sure to hold the pick just like that on the side of your index finger. Don't let too much of the pick hang out, just tiny bit. All right. So I'm holding an A chord here. That's my index finger on the 2nd fret. With the open A string and 2nd fret, 4th string. Put those two notes together. A5. Memorize that. Make that sound real smooth. Let's bring in a metronome. Where are we at? Let's go like 109. Well, let's make it 111. All right, I'm going to rock out with a metronome. Some people never heard of rock and roll before, but that's kind of how you do it. You get your index finger there. I'm adding my ring. That's an A5 chord. I'm adding my ring finger on the 4th string, 4th fret, on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and so I'm adding it on the 2 and the 4. I'm counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I am occasionally hitting the 3rd string, 2nd fret, part of the A chord. And when I'm feeling bold, I'll take my pinky to the 5th fret, 4th string. It's like a symphony of joyful noises. Let's take the tempo up just for fun. Let's go to 144. So you can hear that accent. I do an upstroke on that accent. So you got your choice. You can hit your A string open, or the A string plus the 4th string, or 3 strings, or any combination of those 3 strings, or play them individually. And that's the wonders of the A5. It's a great chord. Let's take that tempo up even a little more. Let's go to 158. So I added a couple more things. I added the third fret, sixth string. That's a G bending up to an A. It reminds me of like a spring. It kind of ricochets or bounces. Kind of like. And you can do the same thing on fifth string on the C. So you can kind of make it a little more riffy if you add. That's like an E, G, A, C, A, G, A. If you're wondering what I'm doing to get that sound, I'm just plugging straight into this Alamo. Let's crank it up all the way. That's a little too cruddy, so I'm going to bring it down. A little too cruddy. I'm going to bring it down. With a P90, it's easy to overdrive the amp. There's like a sweet spot. I'm going to bring it down a little more. A little more down. There you go. So it's a little bit of grind, but not all flabbed out. So most amps have like a sweet spot that, if you max everything out on a tube amp, it gets pretty mushy. And, if that's what you want, that's cool. But finding that sweet spot where it's got some clarity and just a little bit of bark that's what I go for. So it sounds pretty heavy, but it's pretty clean. A lot of times people you mistake gain for power. And, I know about gain. I know about fuzz. I'm hip. But try cleaning up your sound a little bit. No reverb. Take the reverb away. Take the echo away. Take the fuzz away. Take the fuzz and the wah away. And just play clean. See if you can make it rock. If you can make that rock clean and make it sound cool, when you add your fuzz, it's going to be make more sense than if you rely on lots and lots of gain all the time. So even like AC/DC, it's not that super fuzzed out. They have those Marshalls that they turn up probably to about 3, and they sound awesome. They don't get a lot louder past 3. They just get more flabby. Same with like Fender amps. You turn them up to like between 3 and 5, and that's usually the sweet spot. But once in a while, I'll max them out, like on my Surf Zombies albums, like on our second album, Something Weird. I did use a super reverb cranked on 10, a whole bunch. I remember that distinctly. I had 2 super reverbs cranked on 10, recording with my Jaguar. And that was crazy, man. So, yeah, just experiment. If you can get some old tube amps, that's cool. Or Mojo Tone makes some great kit amps that are replications of old Fenders. And that is a really good way to get a super high quality hand wired amp. I mean, the factory, imported from China stuff is probably pretty good, but it's just not my thing, man. I got to have an old, greasy, grimy tube amp. All right. And that's that. So don't forget to work on your A5 and add some stuff to it. Yeah, get real good at that. I see too many people just kind of floundering around, this and that, la-di-da. It's all good, whatever. But they're like, hey, man, I'm like, show me an A5. They're like, what's an A5? Holy smokes, man. Let's not reinvent the wheel. Crucial for rock and roll. That's all I'm saying.